Happy February to our entire 5D family. This is Aurora, and this is the first waivers report for this month. So what I'd like to do is I'm gonna just recap January a little bit so we can see how the energies of January are flowing into February. Also going to cover some of the astrology for this month, as well as some of the energetic themes that we're going to see in February. And then I'm going to do some announcements of some of the events and projects that we have upcoming for this month. So let's just quickly recap January, okay? Now, this is a universal 8 year for those of you that follow numerology. So this is a universal 8 year, meaning all of 2024 is carrying the 8 vibration, which is a lot about power, abundance, manifestation. It's kind of where we see the culmination of the seeds that we've planted and worked with and towards for the past 7 years. So this is a very powerful year. Of course, it's the year of the dragon. So it's a very, very strong, energetic year. Now, each of the months are also going to carry a numerology energy, which gives us a little bit more nuance to like each of the months' vibe. So even though January, we kind of began this totally fresh energy, it was still a universal 9 month. So January was still a lot about wrapping up old cycles, exiting old loops and patterns. So we kind of had this mishmash energy of January where the first half of the month was still a little bit heavy. We were literally moving through some of the core layers of old habits, behaviors, loops, patterns that we had been dealing with for the last 15 years with Pluto and Capricorn. So it was still a little bit of a heavier energy. I know there's been a lot of ascension symptoms last month. We did have a huge increase in solar flares and solar activity. This year is a solar maximum year, guys. So this is going to continue. So that was just a little preview for the very heightened solar activity that we're going to experience all year. So a lot of the ascension symptoms reported, myself, you guys, everybody we talked to, was a lot of exhaustion, deep exhaustion, tiredness. There was a lot of dizziness as well, and nausea. Also a lot of like pain in like the jaw area and the head area. So just a lot of like upper body pressure. Achies, achy bones, achy muscles, especially in the back area. So this was still a deep purging, I think, of a lot of density we had to release in order to really prepare ourselves to move into the Pluto in Aquarius energy, which is the official beginning, I feel, of the age of Aquarius, right? We've been kind of bringing in that energy since 2012, but once Pluto entered Aquarius, which was on January 20th, we started to really feel that new paradigm energy coming in. So January was a bit of a mishmash where we were dealing with still some heavy energies, a lot of ascension symptoms, really working through some core deep stuff. But we were also starting to move into this fresh new energy, which is really going to solidify in February, right? So at the end of January, or beginning on January 20th, we had the opening of the Aquarian stargate, which was when the sun and Pluto moved into 0 degrees Aquarius together. And so the Aquarian stargate, there are 13 stargates on the planet. I feel they correlate to the signs. And the Aquarian stargate is really what releases these Aquarian codes for this new paradigm. And the Aquarian codes are all about unity consciousness, creative genius, which Aquarius is notorious for, sovereignty and leadership are also very strong energies coming in, as well as, you know, Aquarius is about doing things differently. It carries the energy of revolution. And we are seeing that this is a revolution of consciousness. It's not necessarily going to be the same as the revolutions we've had throughout history, although, you know, that theme is carrying over. But this is a revolution of consciousness. This is a revolution in the way that we think, in the way that we work together, in the way that we collaborate and co-create. And so this is the month in February where we're going to get a big boost in those Aquarian themes, okay? Because as of now, we still have a stellium, which is 3 or more planets in Capricorn. We have Mercury, Venus, and Mars still in Capricorn, and we have the Sun and Pluto in Aquarius. So we are starting to move into this very heightened air energy, which air is all about the mental body. It's about the way we think. It's our perspectives, our ideas. It's the way we communicate information, right? The type of information we share. Truth and transparency are a huge energy of the air in general, but Aquarius, this is the year of full truth, transparency, authenticity, and it really is this revolution of consciousness. And again, it's going to carry these themes of unity and real creative genius. We're going to do things differently. We're leaving the old world behind. We're not doing that again. We're going to do things completely new and fresh. And I promise you that this year is going to get interesting. Because Aquarius doesn't like to be bored. They like things that are a little bit weird, a little bit outside the box. Whereas the heavy Capricorn energies, that's very much about discipline, structure, hard work, consistent effort, right? It's just like, it's kind of a drag. Aquarius is like, it's about things being fresh and interesting. You know, keeping us on our toes. So I really think that we're going to get a huge boost of that this month. Okay, so February is a universal 1 month. So a lot of the ideas and inspirations that I know a lot of you have been feeling, and I myself included, have just had a lot of ideas and just, you know, creative energies that we want to move forward in a new way. Whether that means you want to begin a new journey and go in a new direction than from what you've been doing before. Maybe you guys have had, you know, dreams and visions and ideas of what you want to bring to the world, but it just hasn't been fully the right timing of that, right? And I think we all really want to start showing up in the world in a much more authentic, transparent way. We want to be who we truly are, and that is going to be a big part of this year. So this is a 1 month. This is a month to start taking action and inspired action, right? And start initiating and executing in the direction of your dreams, of your passions, of what lights you up, of ideas you might have been cultivating, right? It doesn't have to be huge actions, but this is definitely a month to start executing. This is also a leap year. So we will have that extra day in February this year, which, by the way, the last leap year that we had was 2020. This year is giving very much similar 2020 vibes, minus all the craziness that happened in 2020. I think we are having another year of awakening, right? In 2020, there was a huge wave of awakening from the global events that were going on. And I feel this year we're going to have another huge wave of awakeners, of the masses of humanity. So this is a leap year. It's a kind of a special, you know, energy that we have for February. And also all planets are in direct motion now. So we had a huge cycle where pretty much every planet, it felt like, was retrograde, which is usually a time to slow down. It's usually a time we go within and we're really working on some inner stuff. And now all planets are going to be direct until April. So this month and next month, full steam ahead. we've got momentum, and we're going to be feeling hopefully some breath of fresh air. As throughout the month, we are going to have a lot of these planets that have been in Capricorn are now going to move into Aquarius. So this month is big Aquarius energy. Okay, so we're going to have Mercury move into Aquarius on February 5th. We're then going to have the new moon in Aquarius on February 9th. Now, the following day, February 10th, is the Chinese New Year to celebrate the official dawning of the Year of the Dragons. And as I spoke about last month, the dragons have entered. They entered through the Aquarian stargate, and they are doing a huge cleanup duty on this planet. They are here to help transmute all of the density, the toxins, the distortions, the illusions. They are doing a lot as far as making corrections. This year is about bringing darkness to light. So especially this month with this big Aquarius energy coming in, we're going to start seeing a lot more being revealed. Things coming to the surface, truths being revealed, things that were previously unknown will now be known. And so it's kind of going to be this like shock of very new, unknown energies. But again, I feel this very exciting energy, and also like it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. So that's going to be for next week. And then on February 13th, we're going to have Mars enter Aquarius. And then on February 16th, we're going to have Venus enter Aquarius. So we're having an Aquarius party this month. So for all of our Aquariuses out there, this is really time to shine. And again, I think these Aquarian codes and a lot of the themes are going to be really present this month. Now, towards the end of the month, we enter Pisces season. So that's going to be on the 18th. And we will kind of end off the month on the 24th with a full moon in Virgo. So that last kind of week of the month is going to be a very healing energy, whereas the first 2 to 3 weeks are just going to be a lot of unexpected events. Aquarius is just not a sign that is predictable. In fact, it thrives off of being unpredictable. So expect the unexpected this month. And really focusing on unity is going to be a big part of this month. Unity and the balancing of polarities, right? Because the consciousness as a whole on this planet is very polarized, right? We look at everything from politics to religion to culture, nationalities, and everything is hyper polarized. And so this month we are going to have kind of this energy of wanting to create balance and harmony. We want to harmonize these polarities, right? We want to bring in this balance between yin and yang. Because the polarities keep us divided. And that is really the gift of Aquarius, is that we are so much stronger together. And, you know, forgiveness is a really big theme as well, because it's through forgiveness and also understanding that even if we, you know, not every single human's going to have their own perspective, their own human experience, their own journey. And we don't all have to think the same way. We don't all have to be exactly the same. And that's what Aquarius teaches us, is like we're all unique and we're all pieces of the puzzle. So if we can just appreciate our differences and appreciate our uniqueness, but find a way to still work together, we can truly harmonize this division within the world, these polarities within the world. If we just drop the conflict and the judgment and the blame, we are a force to be reckoned with as a humanity. And this was part of the Dark's agenda, was to keep us divided. Again, whether that was through politics, which is a huge division, religion, culture, belief systems, right? And Aquarius is very humanitarian. They love humanity. and the human experience, right? And so we all have to really remember our humanness, our humanity. And I think that that love of humanity and that kind of universal love is also going to be something that starts to really come in powerfully this year, because we are so much stronger together than we are divided. Because that's the only way that this illusion has been able to stay intact, is because we don't work together. We oppose each other. And in true reality, we are not opposed to one another. We are actually all one. And what we need to be opposing itself is the lower energies, is the division, is the propaganda, is anything that takes us away from being in the heart and having love for one another and working together, right? So this is going to be a big month of harmonization as well. I think we're going to see a lot of new um, groups and soul pods and collectives coming together for inspired action, coming together for co-creation and collaboration. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. So that's kind of the astrology of this month and some of the themes that are coming in. Now, I will talk about this more throughout the month. Of course, I will give updates on the new moon and the full moon, and to see how these energies are playing out throughout the month. But I wanted to do some announcements as to the events and some of the projects that we're going to be doing this month. So the first project is something that inspired me from these Aquarian codes about unity consciousness. And so this month we'll be launching the Unity Consciousness Project. And this idea came to me inspired by, I think, the Galactics and also the Dragons, of just the power that we hold as a collective. And again, we're getting a lot of that energy of revolution, and kind of this rebellion against the old and really embracing the new. But like I said, it's not the old way of revolution where we truly don't need to battle in that way. In fact, I feel if we utilize the power, our co-creative powers, right? We are all God with God, and we all hold co-creative powers. And so the power of our intentions, the power of our focus, the power of our love is the most powerful force. It is way more powerful than battling. It is way more powerful than pushing or forcing. So the Unity Consciousness Project idea is to accelerate the ascension events of this year, because I know a lot of people ask, and fair enough, we've felt the same of like, when are we going to see some bigger changes? When are we going to see some bigger events unfolding? How can we speed this up? And I think that we've all individually in our own way done everything we could to put the truth out, to help speed up this ascension process, and to create catalysts for change. But we are going to be much more powerful doing this together. So this project is going to basically be a weekly intention that I'm hoping to just get as many participants around the world as possible. So please feel free to share this if it resonates for you. But the angels and the galactics were showing me that the power of these group intentions. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to be sending out a Unity Consciousness project intention every Saturday. So again, I'm just going to ask for the guidance of just like what would be the highest intention that we as a collective could focus on for that week. And then we're going to ask that anyone who's guided to participate place that intention on the Sunday following that. So every Saturday, the intention and the theme is going to be posted. We're going to post this as a blog on the site and also in our Telegram channels if you guys join us there. And then every Sunday, so the day after those intentions get sent out, we ask that on that Sunday, everyone put those intentions out. And this can be via a meditation, this could be a ceremony, this could just be simply you in prayer. No specific time. We're just going to be utilizing the energies of Sunday, as the sun is greatly assisting us right now with solar activity and catalyst for DNA activations. And the sun is a very powerful catalyst for activating these intentions. So basically, every Sunday around the world, we will collectively be focusing on the same intention and putting that out there. So this is kind of an experiment, but we really want to just see if how this goes. And I do truly believe that if we can do this collectively with as many participants as we can, we have the power to start speeding up these events, to declare as a humanity our own sovereignty, to declare that we are ready for these big events to unfold. We are ready for the transition to New Earth. So the first Unity Consciousness Project intention is going to be going out this Saturday. So that will be on the 3rd. And then we will be, of course, asking for that intention to be placed through whatever mode you like on Sunday the 4th. So you guys can look out for that, and we're gonna, keep updated on seeing the effects of that. So please do share if you guys feel guided. Okay. Next events for the month. We have our monthly etheric surgery seminar this month. It's going to be beginning on the new moon in Aquarius, which is February 9th. Okay. So this particular surgery, all of the surgeries carry the same protocols. So for those who have never done the etheric surgery process, this is a full etheric energy body detox. These are essential to keep us aligned, to help us through this crystalline process that we're going through, which is basically we need to empty out as much density as possible. And 9 times out of 10, the things that we're struggling with physically and emotionally are starting on the energetic level. So the galactics and the Divine Mother are who leads this etheric surgery process. And I guide everyone through how the process unfolds. I also will be relaying information from the angel teams who are working on the surgeries, as well as the galactics, as to what the process is going to be. Every month we do the same protocols, which is the full etheric energetic body detox. Again, this is happening on an energy level. The chakras also go through a rebalancing and cleansing, as well as assistance with balancing our left and right brains, which is going to be a big theme this year as well, coming into full balance with both sides of the brain. But every month we do have a specific focus, and this is so that we can keep working on the different layers and the different aspects that the galactics are noticing and seeing that we're struggling with. So last month we did a huge clearing of the enslavement template, which was really these dense lower frequencies that were keeping us and humanity in this kind of enslavement mindset. So we did a huge clearing during January's etheric surgery. It was profound. Everybody in the group had very amazing, and it was a little bit intense, but it was a wonderful outcome. We saw so much clearing happening during that week of the etheric surgery. So this month what we're doing is, because Pluto's now finally in Aquarius, the last couple of years we've been heavily focusing on physical body and emotional body cleansing, because that's where most of the density was. That's what was really affecting us the most. Now that Pluto's in Aquarius, which is an air sign, and we're going to have a lot of air energy this year, this month the etheric surgery is specifically going to be clearing our upper chakras and our mental body fields. So the specific focuses will be on the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown. We've been working heavily on the lower chakras the last couple of years because, again, those needed the most healing. They needed the most detoxing. Now we're moving into upper chakra zones. So it's going to be a huge clearing of that, as well as our thought fields. We're doing away with all the lower thoughts, the negativity, the doubt, that little ego programmed mind voice that is always trying to keep us in a place of unworthiness, of disempowerment, and not loving ourselves, not believing in ourselves. This is also going to be assisting with clearing all of these chakras and the thought fields of the collective. So every month, those who participate, I always say thank you for participating, because you're doing this not only for yourself, but for everybody else. So this is going to be a huge surgery this month that is going to begin on the upper chakras, which we have not focused on in the past few years. So if you are guided to join that etheric surgery, it is up on the website now to sign up, and that will be starting on February 9th. And then we have our monthly angel chip activation, which is going to be beginning on February 18th. That's also up on the site if you would like to RSVP for that as well. Last month, we did a wild activation of the dragon codes and a kind of intention of opening up that Aquarian stargate to let in those Aquarian codes. Again, the Aquarian codes are the codes for the mass awakening. They are the codes for the planetary ascension. So we're going to continue that theme this month with bringing in more energy, basically more activations for the mass awakening. So again, those who participate, thank you so much, because this is not just for us, this is for everybody. We saw crazy activations going on during last month's with those dragon codes. We had solar flares popping off for like 4 straight days during the activations, which gave us a lot of power behind it. A lot of people started connecting to that dragon energy. So that's going to be another round this month. Of course, we're going to continue with the activation of the dragon codes, which is about sovereignty, freedom, and also the transmuting of fear. We are getting rid of fear and we are anchoring into love. We are done with fear. So it's another round of the dragon code activations, as well as those Aquarian codes. Like I said, we're bringing these in to help activate the mass awakening, the great awakening, okay? And to help really bring in that energy to begin the planetary ascension. So that's going to come in as well. Now, I will talk more about this later in the month for the angel chip. I will do another update closer to the surgery as well to give more information, but also on the angel chips, because there are going to be some new codes activated this month as well that have to do with codes for 5D technology and for the healers around the world. So if you feel resonance with being a healer or being someone who is interested and is guided, you have kind of that soul calling to bring in new 5D healing modalities, 5D technology, healing and wellness modalities, you may be someone who's carrying these codes, and that's going to be a big part of this month's activation as well. And finally, we are again trying to just pump up our unity consciousness this month. And so we've been planning to have more radio parties. So for those of you that don't know, we do have our own 5D radio station, and we just pump the highest consciousness music all day long. We also have some audios and energy updates sometimes playing on there as well. And, you know, this is just where we all are listening to the same music at the same time. We're pumping out joy, unity consciousness, and love out into the planet. So when we all get together again and do this at the same time, it is really powerful. It's also just a great time to just be, right? Just dance, listen to music, relax, do art, you know, whatever you want to do. But we're going to have 3 Unity Consciousness radio parties this month. So the first one is going to be today on the 2-2 portal. So all day long today, we will be on the radio, and as well as we will have a new moon radio party February 9th for the new moon in Aquarius, and we will have a full moon party on the 24th with the full moon in Virgo. So that is the event updates, project updates for this month. So I love you all, and I hope you have a great February. Of course, if anybody has questions, please feel free to email us.